Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Virtual Engineering Open event. My name is Mike Nelson, and I'm the Head of Engineering. Please ask as many questions as you like, and we will try to answer them all in the time we have. First off, we will do a quick few introductions. Mike C, do you want to go first?
Yeah, hello. My name is Mike Churchard, and I'm course director for Level 2 pre-apprenticeship course, which is predominantly a sort of pre-course for the Level 3s.
Well, also, it's quite a practical course, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, we've got 3 practical base units, which cover both CNC. Manufacturing. It also covers 3D design, and also we also do AutoCAD as well. So we've got quite a lot of as well as little bits of theory, but predominantly practical.
But they also do a lot of 3D printing, don't they? They do a lot of 3D design.
Last year they did a lot of 3D printing for their phones, making phone cases. This year they've been a little bit more adventurous, and they've actually made stands for their mobile phones, and also some very interesting objects as well.
Fantastic. We've got a quick question, Mike. I don't know if it's specifically for you, but what are the entry requirements for the Level 2?
The minimum entry requirements are basically English and Maths at GCSE Level 3, Grade 3.
Fantastic. Amy, do you just want to do a quick introduction?
Yeah. Hi, my name's Amy Barr, and I'm one of the engineering lecturers on the Level 3 course that we deliver here at West Suffolk College. I teach a variety of subjects at the moment, and very similar to our Level 2 subject, we have got lots of 3D CAD, and we like to try and embed practical knowledge as much as possible into our curriculum.
Excellent. Enrique's joined us. Enrique, do you want to speak about being the course director for the Level 3 engineering and what that entails?
Yeah, hello. First of all, I have to say my network is now not working very well. My wife is in a lesson as well, so I don't know if you can see or hear me, but
yeah, we can
I'll
see
try
you.
my best. All right. I mean, I will say what I'm course director on the year 2, or depends on the course I take. So from year 1 to year 2 in the Level 3, and the units I take basically is automation control, so, and the project.
Yeah.
And so a bit more practical. So this is what I used to do. I mean, intend to do in the college is trying to do a bit more practical all these units from BTEC.
Brilliant, thank you. So we've got a question about entry requirements. Mike covered it for the Level 3. For the Level 2. For the Level 3, you need to get 4s in English and Maths, and then you can entry straight onto the Level 3 course. Or if you wanted to do a more practical course, you can do the Level 2, which is a pre-apprenticeship. There's a question here about, do I have to come in for an interview? Currently, we're doing interviews, phone interviews, and realistically, at this stage, we're just talking to you to see what you're interested in, and it will come out when you get your results for your GCSEs. That's when you can make a choice about which course you want to do. Mike, someone's asking, how are the courses assessed? Do you want to go over that for us?
Yeah, basically what we've got is there's several approaches, but the course is an EAL based Level 2 course, and the assessments are done by assignments, and we've got a total of 6 units. So we've got units 1, 2 and 3. Now units 1, 2 and 3 are tested with an external exam. Now the external exam is a multi-choice exam, and it lasts around about 60 minutes. The rest of the units, the other 3 units, are assessed by the lecturers in the college.
That's brilliant. for the level 3, Enrique, do you want to just run through our assessments on the level 3, how we assess?
Okay, we go through basically all these assessments go through the assignments. So it will be internal assignments that they will carry out task and exercise, and we will just do assignments, and there is no external exams basically.
Yeah, mainly they're sort of written, or it's a skill base. So you carry out a practical task, and you're assessed on doing that. It could be a photograph. So yeah, a lot of them, that's how they're assessed. We got some more questions. There's a question here: what happens if I don't get my English at grade 3? If you don't get a 4 in English, currently in the UK, you have to resit your GCSE English and Maths. So if you come to college with less than a 4 in English or Maths, you will resit them, and you'll spend that year redoing them. We have students in classes doing that currently.
Just one thing on that, Mike. Yeah, it's actually timetabled.
Yeah.
So it's all integrated into the whole level 3, level 2 course structure as part of the timetabling.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Mike, can I answer this question
please,
from Joe
please.
here? Joe, I see you've asked, do you do a welding course and what grades are needed for it? So we don't currently do welding and sort of machining. It's still quite both our kind of level 2s. We do CNC, but it is much more academic. However, we do deliver a welding course at West Suffolk College, and it is on our website, and it is 11 weeks, and it is £550, and you don't need any qualifications to do that. But that's separate from what we deliver here on the level 3 and the level 2. But just go onto the website and have a look for that.
I think it's important to realise that the welding course isn't like a full-time course needed for someone with the age of 16 to 19. It's obviously it's a practical course that you would do in sort of part-time study, as it were, where if you're not employed, you need to be on a full-time course. So there's a question here: do you have to be really good at maths? Amy, I think you'd be ideal to answer that.
Do you have to be good at maths? No, not at all. I think we take you from hopefully your good grade at your GCSEs. However, if you don't get it, you can go on to our level 2, and then we will help you with your maths. All of our lecturers are excellent with maths, and engineering is founded on maths. So I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't like maths. Don't worry, we will definitely nurture you, and we will take that out of you, and I guarantee that you will actually enjoy maths a little bit more by the time you finish with us within engineering.
I think the important thing is that maths is taught very differently in school. So in school, you do maths for maths' sake. All of our maths is applied. So there's a reason for it, and that's why we do it. So we show you the reason, show you what we're doing and why we're doing it, and then we go through the maths and the theory behind that. So when you can see a practical aspect of why you're doing maths, it makes you a bit better at it, because you can, you can apply it, you can see it. So I don't think you need to be really good at maths. You just need to be inquisitive and want to learn. And you'll see, that maths can actually, help you understand how some things work. So the classic question: how many days a week will I be in college? Currently, full-time equates to 3 days a week. So we have a timetable for our full-time students from 16 to 19 that is Monday, Thursday and Friday. So they're the 3 days you'll be in college. The other 2 days you can get a part-time job. I know a lot of the guys lately have been working in supermarkets, and then you could use maybe the weekend to catch up on work if you need to, or do some study, because it's obviously a lot harder to get a part-time job at the weekend. So a lot of the guys, they use the Tuesday and Wednesday to work on those days. Enrique, how much practical content is there on the level 3?
Okay, that's a good question. I mean, we traditionally say that is 90% theoretical, 95% theoretical. However, I think we have changed quite a lot these years. So we have a specific we have like an assignment. First of all, we have like an assignment or directed study or support, especially designed for the students that have to catch up with English and maths. But we can also deliver practical for the rest of the students. We have some units with practical content. I teach I think Michael Chucha also is teaching these electronic devices, which is practical, or we say semi-practical. At least it's based on simulations and real things, real circuits. I also teach pneumatics and hydraulics, which is based on pneumatic benches, benches that with equipment from proper companies from this pneumatic fluid power industry. We also have PLC controllers that we use with Mitsubishi and other with Siemens and Festo. So it's a bit more, I mean, it's quite more practical. Maybe in the year 2, you can see that it's more practical because we have projects too, and project is your prototype. So you have to design your own design and carry on with that on the electrical benches with the 3D printers. I think with CAD we have this making 3D drawings. We also have CNC that is not practical in the way that you will work on the CNC machine, but it's practical in the way that you will design some components or parts that you have to produce, and it will be manufactured on the CNC machines. So yes, I can say semi-practical, maybe semi-practical. So we have a lot of simulation and diagrams, things like that. So if you think that is practical, yes, it is. We are not hands-on course in the way that you don't really work with tools every day, but you will design circuits and we will produce some practical stuff.
Project is very practical, isn't it? I mean, there's lots of the guys use lots of tools and equipment when they're doing their project. We have a dedicated project room. It has all the usual things you'd find, for engineering, like drills, etc., and 3D printers and all the things you'd need. So there is practical, but it depends what you mean by practical. As Enrique said, I mean, I think like using CAD is practical because it's a skill. So, but it's on the computer. So it depends if you see that as practical. So the next, we've got a question about what careers do people go into? To give you engineering, so varied, it's such a hard thing to answer. I've just got some areas I'll read out that I've got over here. It could be aerospace. So locally we have Marshall's Aerospace. We teach all of their apprentices. We have biomedical. Cambridge have a huge, obviously, industry of biomedical. Lots of some of the young lads were quite, a few young lads go into the armed forces. So that's the Air Force, the Army, Navy. And obviously then traditional manufacturing, for example, which could be Green King in Bury St Edmunds or could be British Sugar. I don't know, there's obviously places near you. We work with all of the local industry. Nuclear, we work with Sizewell B or EDF, who own Sizewell B. We're working with them currently on Sizewell C and looking at helping train their apprentices. So when that starts, we work with a lot of offshore companies, offshore energy. It used to be called oil and gas, but the offshore around this region now is mainly wind. So there's lots of jobs in that area. And I mean, the rail sector, we have the Network Rail and Greater Anglia Abellio that we work with them. We have some of their guys on our courses. And finally, you have automotive. I mean, I don't mean working in the car, like fixing cars. You have, like in Dagenham, you have Ford. So there is jobs in the automotive industry, and obviously you've got Birmingham, which is a huge hub of automotive. The other people we work with are the Port Felixstowe, the Welding Institute in Cambridge, UK Power Networks around the region who keep the electricity on. Depends where you live. I mean, I'll just name a few. Warren Services in Thetford, Class, which is just down the A14 outside of Bury. We work with Lotus Cars on the way to Norwich. Baxter's Healthcare, which again is in Thetford. Bosch in Stowmarket. Nestle, Purina. I think that's Sudbury area.
Sudbury.
Yeah, thank you. So that's Sudbury. Siemens, PPG in Stowmarket. The RAF locally. We work with the United States Air Force as well, in Lakenheath and Mildenhall. And that's about all I can think of. Anybody else think of anything? Anybody we work with?
Very well there, Michael.
It's not bad for not being scripted. Somebody else said about helping you find work experience. That is something that we do. We have a whole department and we're dedicated. We piloted 2 years ago the industrial placements, which will be sort of mandatory soon. And we've been doing 40 days, or the guys have been doing 40 days, I think. Is it 40 days, Enrique?
40 days.
Yeah. 40 days.
Yeah, 40 days is with the program. I mean, this is what we aim to do with work experience.
So all of the students on the level 3 currently do 40 days work experience, and we have a team that using our contacts in all these companies, because we have all their apprentices, we try to get them in, or we find new companies local to them and we will get them work experience for 40 days throughout the coming year. Those are questions we got here. Amy, do you run university courses too if I want to go on and study?
Yes, we do. We at the West Suffolk College, we are in partnership with University Studies, and through us, if you want, you can stay with us and just stay on a different campus, which is across from us, and you can do the whole way. You can do your degree with us, and the lovely thing that you have there is you get to know some of the lecturers. So myself and Mike Churchyard, we both teach on HE at the moment. So it's nice that you still get to have some of those lecturers teach you as you go up, which is a really nice continuity. And also then in your second year, we start to get you ready if that's where you're if you want to progress.
Just to give you an idea, we've started off with teaching level 2 students, and now I teach them some of the level 2 students on the HE course. So they do progress from level 2, level 3 up to level 4 and further on. So they come around and I teach them on the HE courses.
Yeah, students come to us, and I mean, like Mike's saying there, you know, they generally sort of hang around. We have lots of students that stay with us. They do the level 2, the level 3. They then study their degree with us, and we've been having students graduate with us for quite a while now that stay with us. We also have them go away to university, and geographical restrictions, this is pre-COVID, and you know, finding it difficult living away, they come back. So we've had them come back as well. But all of our degrees that we run, like from West Suffolk College, that we brand as university studies, all of our degrees in engineering are validated by the UEA. So we work closely with the UEA in Norwich, and they validate our degrees. And like actually linked to that, there's a question: are you still located in the STEM building? So the STEM building was predominantly just mainly for engineering, computing and science. But because we launched this university studies, we'd been doing it for quite a while, but we did it with the University of Suffolk. But because we rebranded, we made the decision that we would come out of the STEM building that you've seen, and possibly on Western Way, the big red bit in the middle, and we moved all of the 16 to 19 provision to the main site of the college. So we are now located at the front of the college, to the right of the reception that we call the gateway, and all of our provision for 16 to 19 is in there. But then when you study a degree, you go to the university campus, which is the one on Western Way that's labelled as the STEM facility.
Mike,
yeah.
just want to add to that. So what's nice about us being in the main as part of the main campus in West Suffolk College is that our students mix really well with other cohorts and other departments. So down the hall from us, we have got performing arts, and we've got animal care, and so the integration of also meeting other friends and you know, expanding out your social network is actually lovely. Now all of our 16 to 18-year-old students are all in the same hub, which is really nice. I think so the college life of that is a lot better now we're in the main campus.
Yeah, that's right, Amy. I wanted to say that it's exactly that. It's also the way we have these labs for the level 3. We have now dedicated labs. I mean, we have the workshop for the electronics. We have the workshop for the projects. We have the workshop for pneumatics labs with these Festo rigs, Festo panels. We have the PLC, which is now still under, I mean, adapting and making some extension modifications. So we have dedicated rooms, much better for the level 3 approach, that we can go closer to the devices. We can do this more practical. This is always we are constantly trying to do that, I think.
And the students love it, don't they? Because they're immersed more, and obviously we've got better facilities. So we've got an on-site restaurant, we've got 2 cafes, which currently the STEM don't have. And then also our guys love walking to town. So if you want to get a cheeky burger, which loads of our students do, it's literally, I think it's about a 5-minute walk if you're a brisk walker, which is quite nice for our students.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good point, Amy. People love a Subway as well, don't they?
Well, I should say a cheeky Nando's, really, not a cheeky burger.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for mine, Michael.
We'll get them delivered. Okay, so we got a good question here. I'm thinking about joining the Royal Navy as a marine engineer. What kind of engineering course should I do? Would it differ from what you would advise for maybe the RAF? So I worked with some of the guys for going on to the RAF, and we had some for the Navy a couple of years ago. If you look into it, what the Navy or the military do, they put you into brackets. So it depends what qualifications you join with. So it depends what you want to do. So like if, for example, if you want to just start at the bottom, you can enter straight from school and you can apply and go through that route. If you was to do our level 3 course, that would get you in at the next level up. And then they would probably put you through your degree. And again, it depends what you want to do because it's all different, but you could then go to be an officer, like officer level, or you could carry on working non-commissioned. And also you could stay with us and do your degree and then join the officer training. So it's quite complicated with the military, but that's basically the sort of 3 rungs they have. But what I would suggest for you is look at what kind of job you want and look at the entry requirements because they're quite clear. They may use the word you need A levels, but that just means you need a level 3, which would be the same as our level 3. And our guys join, we have 1 or 2. How many we got this year, Enrique, that want to join the RAF?
I just remember the one I have just read this Royal Navy. I had the students that enrolled to the Royal Navies. They applied and they had the placement there to continue their careers in the Royal Navy. You asked me now for the RAF. I don't remember now. We have this year. We had
not
last
this,
year.
Just, last year. I think it was.
Yeah. We have I think 4 students. At least 3 of them, I remember they could apply and get the access.
We do have quite a few level 2 students that have actually gone off and joined various branches of the army, and that's actually quite common with level 2 students.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think there's lots of there's lots of them over the last few years that have joined. So it's definitely, I would suggest to whoever's asking about the Royal Navy, go on their website, look at the types of careers you can get with them, and then look at the entry requirements, whether it's, if they use the words GCSE, which will be level 2, A level, which is level 3, or levels 4, 5 and 6, which are degrees. So look at what they want and look at the specific job you want to do. Or with the military, it is an apprenticeship, so it's the type of apprenticeship you want. And on that note, someone says, do you offer apprenticeships? Amy?
So currently I am course director of the apprenticeship level 3, and yes, we do offer apprenticeships as part of West Suffolk College. If you want to know the ones that we deliver, go onto the website, and under apprenticeships you will see live vacancies that are on there, and you need to get in there early, guys, if you're interested in actually getting an apprenticeship, because they are January, February, March intake. But what you can also go on to is the .gov website for apprenticeships, because legally all apprenticeship providers have to advertise their apprenticeship on that website. So go onto it, put your region of where you can travel depending on your age, and then it will show you what provider they're connected with. And a lot, obviously, in this region, in the West Suffolk region, have chosen us as a college, and we currently have over 250 apprentices, both electrical and mechanical, here at West Suffolk College, and we get a really good feedback from them. They really do enjoy their time here, and we offer a really good standard for our level 3 apprentice course.
So I don't know if you were, whoever asked the question was here earlier, but when we explained about our working week, the full-time course is Monday, Thursday, Friday. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we don't sit at home and have our feet up. We are permanently teaching apprentices. That's the days we do that. So today we had our second day of apprentices, and myself, I had a group today as well, and as did all the guys. I think Enrique and Mike, they both have lessons which they go into the evening. They finish at 6:30, so they've done that and then come straight on this broadcast. So we have an extended day with the apprentices. That's because we just need to fit the lessons into one day for them, because they then spend 4 days a week at work.
I think
Yes.
it's important to remember, guys, that if you want an apprenticeship, you can't. We will help you to an extent to get one, but it's up to you to go out and find one, and then they pair us with us. They pair you guys with us as a provider.
Yeah.
So you can't rock up saying, I need an apprenticeship. You need to go out there, apply where I've said, and then they will send you to us for your 1 day a week academic education, which, as Mike said, it's a long day and it's hard. But the apprenticeships, if to become an apprentice, you have to be, you know, hard grafter. So
yeah, and I think it's also important that sometimes apprenticeships aren't advertised. You know, you need to look at your local region, look at your local area, look at the companies, do research on the companies, go and knock on their door, put a letter through the door, you know, say to them you're interested in, you know, becoming an apprentice. And you know, these guys, I know a guy a few years ago, he was struggling to find something to do after his course. So I looked at where he lived. I told him, you know, like, well, there's this company, I've heard of it. Go and have a chat with them. Go to the reception, say you're interested. You know, he was sent away and told to write a letter to somebody, which he did. He explained his skills and everything. And then within a few weeks, he had an interview, and he's been working there ever since. So you need to be proactive. You need to look, because sometimes the companies may be thinking about it, but they don't know if they want to do it. You know, and then you've got the seasoned professionals like I don't know, British Sugar, Port Felixstowe, as the ones we mentioned earlier, who have, you know, their dates where they release these jobs. And as Amy said, you've got to be on it, and especially now's when you want to be looking at finding it and applying, because the process to them does take quite a while. So it takes 8 months, I'd say. So they gear you for a September start. So you have your first round of interviews, then the second round, and then obviously then they'll be offering you the job or apprenticeship from that point. Do we have any other questions? How much extra time do I need to dedicate to my course, Mike?
You need to dedicate your whole life to your course. No, seriously, what you need to do, there's classroom time that you have, but seriously, if you want to get on in engineering, you need to do some background reading, some background research to support. We can only go so far in the classroom, but you've got to, it's part of a partnership between yourselves and us. And that part of that partnership means that you've got to go off and do some background reading, some research. The thing about it is, if you get stuck, you can always email us, and I get loads of emails through, and I help students through that way. So, you know, it's a bottomless pit of activity for you. It depends what you want and what you want to achieve.
Yeah. I want to add that this also, especially when you want to work with higher grades, like merits and distinctions, we have passes, merit and distinctions. Obviously, you struggle with passes, you need to dedicate time at home. If you want to push with your merits and distinctions, that time working on the merits and distinctions must be done at home, so we can explain, help you, support you, but the time that is dedicated for this extra or stretching your grades is time, is homework. And I think it's 20-25% that is recommended on BTEC that you should do at home extra time from the college time.
Yeah, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's permanent. I'd say that it comes in like peaks and troughs. So that, you know, there'll be some work, say at a certain point, but then other times there won't be things to do. So
but always always pick a book up, Mike. Always pick a book up and read it.
Yeah, exactly. As always.
I now start to understand that, and actually that's quite interesting, and it could actually lead to a career path that you didn't think of.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Find something you're interested in. That's when you want to start looking into it a bit more, and then that sort of shapes what you might do in the future. Guys, do we have any more questions? I can't see any more in the chat. Right, well, thank you for your time. We haven't got any other questions, so hopefully we've answered everything, and you've we've explained everything for you, and all the other information you may need will be on the website. And if it's not, get in touch with us. You can email the college, just email info@wsc.ac.uk, and if you just put it's engineering, that will get to us and we will answer it. So thank you for your time. Get in contact if you get any further questions. Thank you very much.